So I was consistently losing. It was basically a trial and error. I stopped listening to everybody. I stopped watching all these YouTube videos of 99.999% winning strategy, telling myself, why did I lose that account? Why did I blow that account?
Hi guys, welcome to the TFT interview. I'm Tori Trades, and I've got a pretty special interview today. First of all, I wish I had hit record about like 5 minutes ago because he just shared some crazy knowledge with me, but we'll get right into it. Really quickly, if you guys have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, turns out the stats, most of our viewers are not subscribers. So go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the like button, subscribe to notifications, comment, the whole 9 yards. So I'll go ahead and give it away to you. Kind of let everybody know what your name is, where you're from, and what got you into trading.
Yeah, for sure. My name is Zaid Zaidy. I was born in Iraq, but I was raised in Jordan.
How did you get into trading?
I was working as a bartender at my father's restaurant at a very young age. Like I think I was 15. After like 3 years of working a full-time job and stuff, I was working really long hours. So after 3 years of working as a bartender, I was called into my father's office. So what he told me is, do you like this job? And I told him, yes, absolutely, 100%. Like it was really fun. It was filling my time and I was getting paid really well for the job. But what he told me next is what changed my life. He told me that, do you want to do this as a living when you're 50 years old? I told him, definitely not. He said to me, so start working on it right now. Don't wait. Don't say, I'm going to finish like high school and then think what I'm going to do next. Or don't think I'm going to finish after that university because it's going to keep getting delayed. Like all the time. Human beings like to delay stuff, procrastinate a lot. So knowing this information, what he just told me, like, no, I don't want to be doing this at 50. It's not enough to do anything in life. It's something that I definitely enjoy, but not when I'm 40, 50 years old. I won't be doing that. And I started a new strategy in my life. A financial strategy. Basically, it is any income that I get, regardless of what source is it. Is it from investing? Is it from a salary? Is it from anything, actually? Any money that comes into my pocket, I divide it into two parts. 20% is buying anything that does not put money into my pocket. And 80% is going toward investing. Investing meaning anything at all that puts money into my pocket. So I started putting money in some crazy things. At the beginning, believe it or not, I was doing some casino stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, I can be the market. I can be the casino at their own game. I want to start some martingale strategies. Yeah, so I'm going to use it to my favor. So what happened is that I lost a lot of money, a lot of money. I mean, like $6,000 to $7,000 at the time. It was really painful. And this was my first lesson. Okay, I'm gonna do something else. I took a loss. I'm consistently losing. I then entered to a profession that is way worse, way worse than casino. And it is called binary options trading. It was like gambling, but with a chart added to it and a different name,
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I lost a lot of money there also, close to 4K. So it was just like 3 years of living off of $100, $150, just working at the weekends and all of that, and at the summer as a summer job and also like that. So I was consistently losing and I wasn't seeing any progress other than losing. I just thought to myself, if I had like saved this 12K that I lost, I would have bought a lot of stuff with it. So finally, I got introduced to trading. Someone just was opening live YouTube video, and he said like trading is like gambling, but with an edge. So that got me thinking, okay, so I'm losing money, I'm winning money, but at the end, supposedly, I'm winning money. So a couple of years passed, like 2.5 years, close to 3 years, I'm still losing at trading. So I thought like of it as a scam. I kept joining like Telegram groups, a little bit of give me $100 and I'll give you signals that will make you a millionaire in 6 hours. So I wanted to believe that it was true. Deep down, I knew like ain't no way that's true, but I paid a lot for these Telegram groups. The problem is I get excited about one. I trade with real money on top of the monthly subscription of that channel. So it added to a lot. And I was just working 80%. I'm putting it to whatever makes me money, whatever industry that makes me money. So at the end, I realized that I'm doing something wrong. Okay, people are making money. Definitely. It's not a scam. It's not an industry that sets you up to fail from the get-go, like casinos, like binary options. So I'm doing something. It was basically a trial and error. I stopped listening to everybody, anyone who gives me an advice about trading. I stopped watching all these YouTube videos of 99.999% winning strategy. You do not lose at all. I stopped listening to all of these guys. I told myself I'm not going to listen to anybody. I'm just going to get into trading with me and myself, no one else. So what was happening is basically a trial and error process. So I was losing, obviously. I was telling myself, why did I lose that account? Why did I blow that account? So it turns out the first time it was like risk management. I was risking 50% of my account. Like it's really bad for your account. Like one trade, you're down 50%. So I checked like what the top traders said about risk management. I got that right. No more than 0.5% to maximum of 3 to 4%. If you know what you're doing, you can risk a little bit more if you have mental capacity to know that you're losing like a really, really large amount of your capital. It's like a couple of days, you're down 30, 40%, but you know at the end, you're going to be really profitable if you have a good strategy. So what I started doing is I made a strategy. I just looked at the general market, what everybody was saying. I analyzed what losing traders are doing. I looked at the bank statements, the sentiment, They just really mostly trade with the trend and sometimes counter trend, but most of the time with the trend. So I started developing a strategy around that, trading with the trend and with the banks and all of that. It wasn't that profitable of a strategy, but I forced myself to take every trade, no matter what, it's losing or winning. You really don't know what happens in the market. So then I got introduced to backtesting and why traders fail and the psychology behind trading. And I was moving the stop loss too far. And I kept saying, like, I was hoping sometimes, like, please, God, this one time, I just wanted to reverse to the take profit. I won't do that ever again. And it was just really like gambling in a sense until I made a strategy and I became really, really clear-headed. I don't regret not taking an opportunity because it wasn't part of my trading strategy. I don't regret that at all because as long as I'm following the strategy, I'm going to be profitable long-term and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm blown away. This is some next level shit.
Thank you.
So everything that I've gathered so far is that the way that you got into trading, and it sounds like the story that you got to get where you're at now is absolutely like, that's a different kind of beast. So to be able to go through the trial and error like you did, to develop a strategy by listening to what every single person was saying, and you're like, okay, I'm going to try this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. It's almost like you definitely leveled up. You're like, okay, I'm cutting everyone off, all of the strategies, and I'm going to just stick to my own. Like, I'm not going to listen to any of this noise. I'm not going to listen to this signals. I'm just going to do my own thing. I feel like that has got to be, as far as like stories go, the people that I hear that create strategies like that are absolutely the most successful. And I'm so excited to hear that. So, because usually people will get in and they've got like a mentor and then they'll just go from 0 to 100, like from doing exactly what the mentor does. You did it the hardest way, but also like you took every loss. And to be honest, I'm sure you don't regret any one of those because you wouldn't be where you are now.
Definitely 100%. Losses are not something to regret. Losses are some things that build your character up and build your mindset up and sets you up to success.
Absolutely.
If you don't lose, you never value the things you had. You never value actually the meaning of life itself.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, yeah, that applies to just life in general, not even aside from trading.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so then let's get into the nitty-gritty because this is what the YouTubers want to hear. This is what they want to see. This is what they want to hear. So we'll talk about the trading in general. So what kind of trader are you? Are you intraday, swing?
Actually, I have 9 different strategies.
Oh my God. All right.
At a certain point of my life, I enjoyed actually developing new strategies and seeing what works, what not, backtesting like really, really extensively. I was like backtesting 6 hours a day. I got like a general idea, and that's how I turned out to be a profitable trader. Because when you see what works and what not, and certain things actually work, but not as well as others, like some indicators and some strategies perform well, but not as well as others. So when you put all the pieces together, you actually have a really great strategy.
Okay. Are you able to share your screen? Do you want to kind of give an overview of one of your strategies, or do you want to just...
Sure. Yeah, for sure. So what I'm doing is basically I have lined these support levels. It's basically at every rounded number like this one. It's on 1,750. This is gold, by the way. And this one here is like on 1,800 and 1,850. And those, I trade those support levels. I don't like being subjective. I'm a very, very objective trader. I don't like putting too much subjectiveness into trading. So my strategy is, it's very simple. And this is one of my strategies. It's been tested in the market. And I actually chose this one because it's the easiest to implement. And it has a really great effect on your psychology as a whole and on your trading performance, actually.
Okay.
So this strategy is really simple. You just use the 200 EMA, real great for setting the general trend direction.
Yeah.
And for short positions, you want to be taking, this is the MACD, MACD. For example, for a long position, the price must close above the 200 EMA, and you want to have a cross below the MACD, below the zero line. This is the zero line, and into upwards, and your stop loss and take profit are basically 1-to-1 risk to reward, which I'm sure many traders will be like, what are you doing? You must have like a really high risk to reward ratio. I mean, I get that, but I don't like this style of trading. I want to have a really slim edge in trading, but I want it to be like really consistent.
Yeah.
Like this strategy has 62% win rate, which is actually great for a 1-to-1. But if you're looking to get rich quick, it's not really the strategy for you. And I don't think any strategy would be suitable for you. You have to take losses and you have to take wins. And the problem with this strategy is it has a high win rate. And this is really a problem. It's a problem because when the traders are like, they entered this position, okay, and it's a win. For example, they enter here again, and it's a win, and they enter here again, and it's a win, because obviously it's a high win rate strategy. 62% for a 1-to-1 is actually really great. Problem is being that they risk 1% here, 1% here, and 1% here. Next thing they do is they risk 5% here because they think, oh my God, this is a really good strategy for me to get rich quick. I can risk 5, 10, 20, 30%, Mm-hmm. So that's where most traders fail. Actually, a part of a trading strategy is like knowing I'm okay with risking this much because I know I'm going to get this much,
Yeah.
And it's part of a strategy. The most important part of the strategy is actually the risk management aspect. Without risk management, I can be trading this strategy, taking every trade, having a really high win rate. If I'm from messing up with the risk management, like risking more than 1% or less than 1% at certain times, it can really mess up this win rate. And I also trade like 1%. For example, you have like 1 moves stop losses and you have 10 pips stop losses. I just changed the lot size, so I'm only risking like a certain dollar amount figure, That's basically my strategy. For some people, it won't be like a great, a really mind-blowing strategy, but I've been able to make on the funded trader program on this strategy in less than 2 months. I think it's 90K profits.
That's incredible.
$1,000 profits. Yeah. So just keep at it, back test the strategy. The EMA is your indicator for whether or not the market is heading up or down. And you just really back test every single trade, whether it's winning or losing a trade, taking every opportunity, because long term, you're going to be really profitable. And as I said before, this is a great strategy for beginners because it has a high win rate. It's consistent. For me, I've been trading this strategy for a year and a half. It never produced like 4 months drawdown or 6 months drawdown. I believe the maximum drawdown it had, I think it was like 5%, and it was only for 2 months. Like
Okay.
1 month I was down 5%, 1 month I was down 1%, but overall, all the other months I was actually up.
Yeah,
so
not bad. That's amazing.
quality-wise, yeah, it's a really good strategy, and you can make your own. I mean, I really advise people to make their own strategy, to get familiar with the markets, to get familiar with the trading environment, because not every trade is going to be a winning trade. Obviously, this particular strategy might have 5, 10, even 15 losers in a row. Having a high win rate strategy does not mean at all that you're not going to have losing streak.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The most important part of or aspect of trading is just train your psychology. If your psychology is wrong and everything else matches up and everything else is doing great, you have the best strategy in the world, you have the best risk management strategy in the world, you have everything pieced in together, you have a really large sum of capital. If your trading psychology is not that well developed, you ain't going anywhere. This, by the way, is an actual trade that I took. It was 1 to 3 risk to reward. And I think with this particular trade, I got, how much was it? I think like it was 60K. I was down a couple percent. I had a couple losers somewhere here.
Okay.
But with this particular trade, because I have 9 different strategies, and they all good performers. So sometimes I just pick a trade from this strategy and then I pick a trade from that strategy, and that's how I do it. But this particular trade, I closed it like it was closed in 3 to 4 hours, as you can see. And I took this exact trade. It made me like 60K or something like that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So I would say a few other questions that have to do strategy-wise. First of all, I will say you said that it wasn't mind-blowing, but I think the simplicity almost makes it mind-blowing. I think a lot of people don't understand that sometimes the more simple the strategy, the more profitable it can be. If you start adding in too many indicators, too many things, like it's just having a simple strategy, it allows you to focus more on your psychology. I think that is mind-blowing, to be honest, having such a simple strategy be so profitable.
Definitely. Most people get into the strategy, have a couple of losers, and then they think, okay, I'm going to add a stochastic, and then I'm going to add an RSI, and I'm then going to add a divergence indicator, and then I'm going to add a 50 EMA because the 200 EMA is not really working. And that really fries your brain to a point where you can't even just trade normally. You're going to have so much things going inside your head, and it's really sad to see traders just fail because of a simple thing that is having too many indicators. You don't need more than a trend confirmation and an ATR or some way of putting a stop plus and an indicator that defies your entries. I just like objectiveness because it's like easier on your mind. If you lose a trade, okay, I did well. It's a good trade. Even though it's a great trade because I followed my strategy, I followed my risk management, I had my psychology in check, everything matches up. Why am I sad?
You're exactly right. Okay. And another thing, so speaking of mind blowing, this is an amazing, simple strategy you've got. And also, I'm not sure if you guys realize this might possibly, I'll have to double check the stats, but this might possibly be our youngest paid out trader. You want to let everybody know how old you are?
Definitely. Most people tell me that I look 20 plus, but I'm actually 19. And when I started trading, I was 16 at the time.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so crazy. The coolest thing is where you're at mentally is where I was at, like much later in my trading age, much later. And how incredible to be able to get into trading at 16. God, that's like, think of it like sports, you know, like when you get into sports and you get in super young, like you're just, it's the same idea here. So you have to see like where you're going to go from here is, I'm going to be honest, I don't think I can compute it. Like you're already on like the high level trader like mindset and you're 19. That's so crazy. Okay. So I'll get right into, how did you find TFT?
I got into TFT. I was just checking all the prop firms because prop firms are really a great opportunity if you can prove that you're a successful trader, if you have a strategy. And it's not worth a while to trade a $500 account, even though you can get rich and get your $1 million goal, but it will take you like a little bit longer, I would say close to 5 to 20 years, depending on your strategy and how good you are. What you need is set a strategy, basic strategy, profitable strategy, whatever it is, and just get in one of the prop trading firms. I think for me, actually, the best prop trading firms are actually right now the Funder Trader and my Forex funds.
All right, yeah. Good to know.
Great drawdown limits, minimum 5 days of trading. It actually sucks for most people, but what I can tell most people is it doesn't really suck. If you can get the challenge within 1 day, how much are you risking? You are either risking like 1%, but setting the risk to reward like really high to something crazy where it's not even like logical, or you're doing something wrong. Just take the full 5 days. You have 30 days. Take your time. Prop firms are a really great opportunity to use other people's money to your advantage. Right. You can get funded by the millions. Like if you are starting by a $500 account, Forex account, it's not worth a while. But if you like work really hard on your psychology and mentally and all of that, you can really level up the game. You just have to be a good trader, and it's not something that you're born with. I wasn't born like knowing how to trade or something like that. Right. It's just something that you learn. And if other people have learned it, what's wrong with you? Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Just learn how to trade and you can get funded into prop firms. So when I was introduced actually to prop firms, it was like FTMO at the time. I don't think I was really at it back then. I don't think the funded trader has yet to have been released. It was before the funded trader. And I got into FTMO. I lost a couple of times, and then finally I got funded and I blew that account. So it's not all going upwards. So I refined my strategy, and it was a part of that trial and error phase. Then I got my strategy really refined, and I stopped using the FTMO and I switched to the prop trading. And then my Forex funds just popped up out of nowhere, and I was real spectacle of it. And I didn't like join at the time. And I was watching a YouTube channel called Blake or VVSI, something like that. I think I was watching his channel because he reviews the other prop firms, and the launch of the funded trader was a really big announcement. Like they had a really huge max drawdown. They even upped the 6% daily loss limit, which is quite a lot. You're losing like 6% of your trading capital in a single day. It was actually great overall. And the support from the get-go was actually fantastic. Everything about it was like just perfect. The pricing, the account sizes, they were growing they were building a relationship with the community. It's a really huge aspect. The community you have, guys, is amazing. I can
agree
go
completely.
there, I can ask a question, I can just get real answers, I can see what other traders are doing. They are on their first phase, second phase, funded trader. It's really helpful for your psychology, actually.
Oh, yeah.
You had a really, really, really good competition, but I think you guys were really up ahead from the competition. You really popped out because you have competitive pricing, great support, great website. To my knowledge, you didn't actually deny anyone from their profits. You had a really good reputation from the get-go. And I'm actually here to share my story because I believe that a lot of people are skeptical of joining the Funded Trader program because they don't think that it pays out. Guys, I was just paid like 90K and I've only been a funded trader for 2 months and a half.
Oh, that's like, so mind-blowing.
Yeah, if you guys were putting the trades off the book, you really wouldn't have reached this far. I mean, we also, what happened with funding talent, it was unfortunate in the prop firm industry. If you were doing that, I don't think you were able to be with us today because that's not really consistent strategy long term. I've been paid out. I'm looking forward to getting from the funded trader millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. And Tori, I promise you, you're going to hear of my name quite a lot.
I believe it.
Yeah. And it's actually great. Yeah.
I think you are going to be an incredible inspiration to like everyone involved in TFT. I mean, to be honest, I feel like people are going to know your name outside of TFT, outside of FTMO, outside of the other prop firm you're using. I'm going to be honest, like you guys, you hear it now. You're going to remember this name. I can just tell your mindset. You're on a different level. This is going to be incredible. I am so excited to hear what's next to come for you. And you're on the right track. Is there anything else that you want to share to maybe some funded traders that haven't quite got that payout yet, or that just, they don't quite have that edge yet? What's just some advice for those traders that are so close, but haven't made it yet?
So basically all people, they just don't learn from people just teaching them. From the get-go, you watched some amazing YouTube video and it was a really good strategy. And that YouTube video made you profitable from like 10 minutes of watching that video. You have to really lose and feel the pain and get at it again and again and again and again. Most people have to lose, and that's unfortunate. But my advice for them is don't quit. I'm 19 years old. You have way more experience than me in real life. Obviously, some people really have more experience in life, way more than I do. But I've been profitable for only 1 year and a half. Almost 1 year and a half. I've been losing for 2 years and a half. Just don't quit. There's nothing special about me. I just got my mindset right. I got my system right. I got my psychology right. Just keep at it, but don't go like, I want to repeat the same things I do over and over and over again. Obviously, if you are losing, you're doing something wrong. I don't know what it is, but you are doing something wrong. Even with a huge losing streaks, you are not going to blow a 12% max drawdown accounts. Like if you blow that, there's something really, really wrong. Either you're taking trades out of your strategy or you're risking way too much. If you reach to a part where you are a funded trader and using a strategy to do that, there's actually no way that you're not going to be paid out. Because if you just lower the risk, 0.5% for every trade or 1% for every trade, you're going to have losing streaks, but overall you're going to be winning, and you're definitely going to be looking forward to that next payout. And when you get that payout, trust me, it's a relief. All that work that you put in, it's really just pays off. Like you feel like you're the king of the world. Okay, what's next? What am I gonna buy next? Am I gonna buy a 400K account? Am I gonna max out my capital limit? You're really gonna be looking at life at a different perspective. A couple of years ago, I was living off of $200, $150 a month, which is like really low because the city is really expensive. And now I'm living off of like close to $10,000 a month. That's like just I can spend it without even thinking about it. I have money invested, I keep reinvesting, but that's just like money I can spend. I'm also a funded trader with other prop firms. So my performance on this prop firm does not only indicate that this prop firm paid me out, multiple prop firms pay me out at the same time. So it's actually great. And actually the payouts on the funded trader are really quick. I mean, I got the last payout it was like on Friday. I put a request on Friday and I got it in the same day using Deal. So
nice.
Deal is a really great platform. It was paid out in the same day and it was really seamless, really smooth. So don't think about, is this program really going to pay me out or not? Think, am I really good enough to join this program and get funded and keep at it consistently? Trust me, your life is going to be way better.
Wow. Okay. This was insightful. This was inspiring. This was motivating. To be honest, now I'm more excited than I've been in a while about trading. So I know that our watchers are going to be just as well. Zaid, thank you so much for spending the time today. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, Tori. Thanks a lot.